Who for you had the best pyrotechnic entrance ever?
Easy. Randy Orton, the pyro shower.
Just shower on it.
Which I don't want to say the golden shower, but it is. That is.
It was the golden shower.
The golden shower.
That was the inspiration. It works.
Yes,
That was the inspiration.
Because I thought that's easy. We're not blowing up mortars. It's an easy drop. I also think
Goldberg one's pretty cool too.
Goldberg is great, breathing through his nose. I try to get a retrohale every now and then from Mike Cryo Pyro. I don't think it ever works, but I try. Another one was 90s when you had Sid and Razor do the random rig behind them in the ring. Like Razor's doing his whole thing and there's just what's supposed to be maybe an R or something behind, there's pyro behind them.
Like DX a little bit with the pyro in the ring or no?
Yeah, a little bit too.
sort of.
DX has actually great pyro too, the green.
I like the Jeff Hardy that would shoot out as he's doing the...
Yeah. Jeff Hardy, we joke about a lot because if you're ever making a run in and like say you're down in the ring and you're hurting and I was supposed to come and save you, Jeff is the type that famously one time came out still doing his whole thing.
You're like, bro, I'm dying in the ring.
And then ran to the ring, which is it's always brought up a lot of times, like we proper nouns, like, hey, don't Jeff Hardy me out there.
Whoa.
Which is that like
of all the amazing things he did.
Yeah, like you could use it in another way. Jeff Hardy there's other Jeff Hardy versions, but that's a famous one where have some urgency to please coming and getting me, because if you don't have urgency, the audience won't have urgency. But that's a famous one because it's very Jeff.
He's sort of like, he's like the Heath Ledger of wrestling or something.
What a great way to put it.
He's like a brilliant artist, weird, what a strange, but I loved Jeff Hardy growing up. One of the best finishers ever too.
Swanton?
Swanton, yeah.
Yeah, I think when he was younger, it hit different. You know, as you get older, that Swanton's starting to look...
For him. You're saying the gravity's pulling us out.
Starting to like, you got to really tighten up.
Oh, you're saying on the receiving end?
Yeah, if you're on the receiving end. Jeff's the best. Here's
why, because he used to roll off the shoulders.
I think he was a little bit more like, it was just different, you know? Now it's like, I would tell you this is such a silly Jeff story. I'm positive we can keep it. We were in Mexico. We're all at this hotel lobby, and Cena always used to like to hold court. He didn't like to go out. He didn't really want to take any big risk with partying or anything like that. Our bus is leaving the next day at 5 p.m. It's very important that we stay. It's 5 p.m. He sees Jeff walk by, and he's like, hey, Jeff, come hang. I can't.
I can't imagine Cena and Jeff Hardy in the same room.
He literally was like, I can't miss the bus, because he had a habit of missing the bus. I can't miss the bus. I have to be on it. And John goes, dude, it's 5 o'clock. It's 8 p.m. right now. Like, you're fine. You're going to make the bus. And he legit is like, no, I'm not. He goes, hey, you can be the DJ. You can play Pearl Jam. He's got like the Beats pill at the time. And you can see Jeff like reluctantly get called back in. All right, so he comes in. The night turns incredibly fun. And I'd say tame, but still wild. People are in their gear in this fountain, in this hotel. Cell phones aren't a massive thing at the moment, so it's not all there. But man, next day, 5 o'clock.
Oh, shit.
No Jeff. And I'm on the babyface bus. 5:10, no Jeff. And then finally at like 5:20 he comes on. He's still in the clothes from the night before. And he's not like, he's got a mission. He comes on, he finds John. He goes, I told you. I could not go out, and you did this. This is your fault. It was just one of my favorite things ever that he gave him such a specific, I can't do it, man. I can't. And then John called him in, and poor thing didn't make it. But
dude, he partied hard, huh?
Yeah, Jeff was incredible, though. Yeah. And still, Jeff is one of
the babyface bus, they would literally make you guys...
We still do. Yeah, unless you get real pretentious.
Talk about like...
get a car.
Yeah. No, but talk about like a Hollywood mentality, like a level of commitment. That's insane. That's like staying in character to the nth degree.
There's also a great byproduct to it if you're a babyface and you're on the babyface bus. Maybe you don't like all the babyfaces.
Right.
Well, if you spend 11 days with them, you get to know something. You learn something.
Right.
You bond with someone you don't really know. Every now and then there's a babyface bus, a heel bus, and a party bus. Then you get pretentious like me, because I like to stay really late after the show. Yeah. I try to meet every fan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's just a car. And I used to think the idea of being in a car by
myself on yourself now.
Would be fun. And then there's a lot of times at like 3 in the morning in that car where you think,
what am I doing?
I miss it. I miss it. Yeah, I could have just got out of there earlier. I miss it.
The party bus, man.
Yeah, that happens every now and then. And the parties are fairly tame, but at least we know whenever you plan something, it's never going to go as intense as you think.
It's not the Ric Flair days of partying?
No, not at all. One of the big things I want to ask you about, and I forgive me if a bazillion people have asked you about this, your speech, talking about the pursuit of greatness. Saying you were going for greatness, and saying most people don't like to say that, but you're saying that and talking about being inspired by these actors, but also these athletes, which is glad we're in the Fanatics Lounge.
Yeah.
You know, my favorite athlete of all time, Tom Brady's helmet's right over there. This is an odd way of wording this question. I feel like I know why you said it, or in my mind, but I want to know why you said it, if that makes any sense. In terms of, I'm a big will it into existence. Oh, you don't believe me? Hey, I'm going to do it. I needed to say it to believe it myself. In that moment, was there anything behind what you were saying, or it was just what you were feeling and what you meant?
It's just that's just what I was feeling, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's not more complicated than that. And also, you know, you put something out in the world and that's how it's framed all of a sudden. So if it rubs people the wrong way or rubs people the right way, at least that's the framing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you feel it in your business too. There's such nostalgia for De Niro and Daniel Day-Lewis. But if you're a young gun like myself or like yourself, it's like, well, wait a second, we're still doing it. And because attention is so fractured now online, I feel like you kind of have to shout it sometimes to get heard. And so that was the thought.
Might be my favorite thing I've ever heard on this podcast.
Amazing, cool.
Because I hate nostalgia, but I love my business. I already know what these guys all did for us. Thank you. They've set a table that I get to eat at. But man, they can't keep coming back.
Right.
We had to, just from a wrestling perspective, we've got to move forward.
Right.
I don't want them coming back. And I don't mean any disrespect. I want them to come to a show and sit and watch a show.
Right.
Watch a show, watch what they've done for their business. But the idea of you saying it was something that I found it definitely didn't rub me the wrong way is incredibly appealing. And I don't think enough people are in the pursuit of greatness or are afraid to say it. You know, mediocrity loves company. And when you find a circle of people that don't, even those closest to you, don't want you to go for it. And
exactly, man. Yeah, they say in Australia, tall poppy syndrome, which is like they want all the poppies to grow the same height. So, but what I would hope, even in you recapping it like that, is that it's not to say, put yourself or myself in another category. It's to say to anybody watching or listening, it's to almost speak to them, and for someone to know, oh, if I'm going to do it, you have to be your biggest fan and your biggest supporter. And like you just said, we're in a culture of just I don't want to say negativity, but it's hard. It's hard. You know, and I went to performing arts high school, so I was well supported, but there are all those moments when you're a teenager, someone says the wrong thing and you feel down, you feel bad about yourself, and you don't feel like you can pursue what you want to pursue, you know? So, you know, and all the music I grew up on and the wrestling I grew up on, it was ambitious. It was larger than life, you know? It was stone cold. And I know we just said we're not gonna be nostalgic right now, but
that inspires you to be the same.
Exactly.
To be bold.
Exactly.
To be bold and go for it. And again, this movie is, thanks so much for letting us look at it.
Oh man, thank you.
I cannot encourage people who are watching this for the first time, but wrestling fans to see Marty Supreme.
Yes.
It was very special. And again, being bold, being ambitious, and the choices that you make. Comes out Christmas Day, correct?
Christmas Day, yes, sir.
Is there anything else you want us to know?
No, I mean, we hit all the wrestling. I mean,
we went way too wrestling.
Really? Yeah.
There's going to be some people who are like, they just talked about wrestling, right? Which I knew you liked. But we get a lot of fake nerd girls, if that makes any sense. Where it's, oh, I love Star Wars. No, you don't.
Right.
You know, you tell me this was a case.
Never heard that fake nerd girl.
Yeah. You know, like where they're trying to I love that, and you don't have to say it if you don't. You know, now you've set the bar for yourself. In this case, you clearly have a specific era in mind too, and love our industry. And I'm so glad you have to get out and come to a show.
Absolutely. No, and thank you so much for having me on, and keep crushing it, man, and you got the company on your back. So
it's just all downhill now.
And so I said, I read that the other day. I started at the top and I've been working my way down ever since.
Right? That's a great way to put it. You know, at a certain point. Oh man. Again, Marty Supreme. It comes out Christmas Day. It was absolutely incredible. And the thing I liked the most is that I got to ride back with the crew people and discuss all the things we got from it, wondered about it, intrigued by it, and then of course Kevin O'Leary, Fran Drescher, all these
Fran Drescher,
all these moments of.
What's your relationship to Fran Drescher?
None. Just growing up
on The Nanny?
Just growing up.
Yeah.
And then to see someone in that light is special, to see them grow and see them be in a different role. I got the same out of Winona Ryder. There's the transitions that goes on there.
Who was more on your wall growing up, Gwyneth Paltrow or Fran Drescher?
I'm gonna probably say Gwyneth Paltrow.
Okay.
Which one of the reasons, again, I don't want to spoil any of the movie, Gwyneth Paltrow, who's amazing in the movie. I didn't really it's hard to bring up because there's a lot of riz going on, and there's a lot of that's amazing in terms of her performance in this as well. So there's the difference in terms of nostalgia and active and still and changing and evolving. And those were two great moments where we saw people that we see and we grew up with in completely different roles and giving you your platform.
Yeah, absolutely. And her part is heartbreaking and and nostalgic in a sense. And
dude, thank you so much
thank
for
you,
coming.
Cody.
Dude,
Thank you, man. I
absolute
really
pleasure.
appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy.
I really appreciate it.
Timothy.
Thank you.
Yeah.